Hello, 2 lives in 2 days. Amazing, hey? Oh, well, 2 lives in the same day, actually. What eyebrows, says Terry C. Good question. What eyebrows? Well, I believe they're drawn on, Terry, and we're going to see how she draws them on. That's my understanding. I have only seen, I happened to tune in when she was holding an eyebrow stencil, but it was all about the eyebrows. No, all about the brows. No, I don't know. How are you, Terry? I hope you're well. So, yeah, just it was a 10-minute thing. Plus, I want to look and see what else she's posted. But she's been posting amazing. Oh no, she's been posting lots of content again about down the rabbit hole, which I don't understand why the person's now off YouTube. So there's no need to go after anybody, in my opinion, right? Hey, yeah, no, party time. Yeah, well, I don't know that we'll quite get the party that we had yesterday. Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, I have to admit, it's what time is it? 3:10 here, and I'm still in my pajamas. I have not really done much. I haven't done a lot today. I've been doing a little bit of resting, and doing some preparing. I've had some new students to follow up on and everything. So I've been doing all of that type of stuff today. Oh yeah, she's in a different jumper. Yes, and of course, we're celebrating, Llama Girl and Steve still. I still can't believe that. That was, I did do a short. I hope you've seen the short. I was asked to keep my laugh in, which I did. I didn't realize it was so. I did not know my loud was so profound until I heard it back. And I know it looks like at the moment that I've got no neck, but it's just the angle of the camera. See if I can get it a little bit better. No, that was yesterday's. Is that yesterday's? I did have it. Yeah, so she's definitely on about the eyebrows. I thought I saved this. I thought I downloaded it. Yeah, it didn't go. That'd be right. Did not go to where it was supposed to go. So there you go. It did not copy across. Look, I think there is something. I think something's happening. To be fair, and I really don't know what on earth is going on. So I'm going to have to. I think Llama Girl's got it on there because I'm sure she'll have it. Although I don't want to thank Llama Girl, say thank you, Llama Girl, because you know that means that we're an item, right? Isn't that how it works? From the without the crystal ball. Look, there has to be something happening. There has to be something going on in the background because I just don't know how somebody can be so paranoid like this. And I still don't know why she's going after. And I believe I'm still here. I also believe that she made friends with some other people. You can't thank anybody. That's why I can't thank anybody because, you know, it will be deemed that I'm I just want to see whether I can open up my QuickTime player from here. I don't know. It's just not working for me very well. It just comes into the wrong window. I haven't worked out. I'm not smart enough to work out which window yet. And there we go. Oh, well, she changed her shirt. I know that. I can see that. All right. I'm still here. What I might do, hang on. Where did you all go? Are you there? Oh. Hello. Ah, there you are. Sorry about that. I am just going to change this for a minute. I'm going to swap this around. So it's going to look like that I'm looking at a different screen, but I'm actually looking in front of me. Okay. So I can't thank anybody. So I'm going to try something here. Where did it go? You can't thank anybody. That's right. I know. And I'm not really doing a great job here, am I? Oh, there we go. Where am I? I'm wanting. Hey, Lazy Wolf, how are you? I'm sorry if I'm not looking directly at the camera. I'm trying to get this window working. All right, and we're going to get rid of this window, and we're going to bring this window. Hopefully, I can make this window bigger. And we're going to go and have a look here now. I'm working on different computers at the moment, so alrighty. All right, here we go. This is her live from earlier today. Went for 10 minutes, I think. So let's have a look.
I am just finishing up a brand new video.
Wow. Wow, she's gone online to tell us that she just finished a brand new video. Nice. I can get on with my day now.
Hi, Robin Brown.
Look at the face.
I am just finishing up a brand new video. Hi, Robin Brown.
And she's so proud of herself, isn't she? Now, I want to know, has she asked Robin Brown for permission to use her name and likeness in the video? Has she asked Robin Brown if she can use her face? Has she?
I am just finishing up brand new video about a feud between Robin and Christine. Robin Brown and Christine, y'all. Robin Brown and Christine. A big.
Oh, Robin Brown and Christine. Oh.
About a feud between Robin and Christine. Robin Brown and Christine, y'all. Robin Brown and Christine. A big fight. A big financial fight. A big, gigantic financial argument that took place.
Oh, a big fight. Oh dear. Oh dear me.
And hi.
Oh dear me. Oh. Really?
Hi. Hi. Hi, friends.
Hi, friends. Hi, friends. Hi, friends. Yep. Hi, friends.
Hello. Hi. Hi. You can't wait. It's coming. It's coming. So.
Oh, boy, that's funny. Hello, Fresco Chicken. So she's given out all this information and then she's gone, hi, 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 hi.
Hi. Hi. Hi. Hi, friends.
Don't call me
Hello.
friends.
Hi. Hi.
What is with all the different voices? I hate it when she does that. She's trying to act like rabbit. Is she really? Wow.
You can't wait. It's coming. It's coming.
And what about the hair? Is she trying to show us how long it's grown?
So, you love my new set. Well, I'm not totally done with it yet. Not completely done. I'm honestly not even remotely close to done.
The voices in are her sources. Hello, Heather Christine. How are you? Have a look behind. Can you see the door? I'll see if I can get this any bigger. I don't know that I can make it any bigger. But if you look above the door, it looks like there is some tape still there. So they may be still painting. So she's not very happy with her set.
Yet. Not completely done. I'm honestly not even remotely close to done. It's rendering right now.
Her set? So she's talking about her set. Now she's talking about it rendering. I'm assuming she's talking about the video, but it's just funny that she's just not clarified that.
Done with it yet. Not completely done. I'm honestly not even remotely close to done. It's rendering right now. And then I'm probably going to film another one.
Another set?
And then I'm probably going to film another one. This was a long time coming. I agree.
Question. Why doesn't she do all her filming at once and then edit them and then stagger their upload? Wouldn't that be quicker and more time efficient? Just an idea. She didn't stencil one of her eyebrows all the way. Let me guess. She used her ruler to level her brows. Oh, you'll see her stencil, Terry. You'll see the stencil.
I 100% agree. I'm going to move him.
She's muted. You can hear the clicking of it getting rid of everyone.
They're spamming me again. They're spamming me again. It's like every time I go live, they're spamming me. It's weird. So, how is everyone?
Saucy needs to give okay to her set.
Hello.
Why do you keep saying hello?
Hi. I'm not sure why my Instagram lives are being so weird lately.
She's not weird. Not sure why her Instagram lives have been weird lately. The content. Maybe it's the content or the creator. I don't know.
Hello. Hi. I'm not sure why my Instagram lives are being so weird lately. I've been saving them and then I don't know.
So she's been saving them and then she doesn't know. What does she mean? Well, you're gonna need to save them because they could be needed for evidence.
Hello. Hi. I'm not sure why my Instagram lives are being so weird lately. I've been saving them and then I don't know. I've been saving them and then I don't have a lot to say right now.
Why on earth are you live if you don't have to?
Hi.
Why would you go live if you don't have much to say? The other thing is, don't the call is coming from in the house. In what? That's all right, Katie. We've all got your lives. Don't you worry if they're not saving properly. We've got them. She sounds like a parrot, says Lazy Wolf. Hello, without a lawyer.
Hello.
You on lunch break, or you?
Hi. I'm not sure why my Instagram lives are being so weird lately. I've been saving them and then I don't know. I've been saving them and then I don't have a lot to say right now. Hi. I literally just came on to say that I am in the process of putting up a video for today.
Oh dear. That's what she's come on. This is what this 10-minute live's about. I've just put a video up, and you're gonna all have to watch it. Now I know when I checked in, there was like 150 people on the live, so you know there weren't many viewers.
And I'm probably gonna do another video after this.
Didn't she just say that? Hasn't she just said that? So she's just repeated herself within the space of 30 seconds.
About a different topic. And I'm just ready for everyone to be happy and get back to life.
She's happy for everyone to. You haven't helped, have you, Katie Joy?
And focus on the goodness. Happy Valentine's Day to everyone.
I guess you already deleted. Oh, really? You can't find it? Autistic Shield. Yeah, she said that her videos weren't saving. I'm happy to I'll put it onto my YouTube as unlisted, and I'm happy to send you a link, Autistic Shield. If you want to message me or send me something via Twitter or something, and I'll send you the link. Yes, she has changed this with it. Yeah, I'm going to do her stories and everything next.
About a different topic. And I'm just ready for everyone to be happy and get back to life. and focus on the goodness. Happy Valentine's Day to everyone. Well, this is going to be sort of it's an interesting thing.
If you've got Twitter and you follow me on Twitter, you can message me on Twitter. It's CWO Joanne XX is my Twitter username. I'll write it in here, my Twitter handle. Don't ask me what that all means. I don't know. That's my Twitter handle on Twitter. You can find me there. Send me a message and I'll give you a link. I choose such a. I choose you. Did she choose you? I choose you.
Yes. Happy Valentine's Day to everyone.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to make that sound.
Well,
sometimes my sometimes I do things without thinking. Hey, without a lawyer, did you notice that our Prime Minister got engaged Valentine's Day? There's going to be a wedding in the lodge. Yes, so our Prime Minister announced his engagement today. Well, today. That's pretty exciting.
This is going to be sort of it's an interesting thing. You know how you all love that I am able to connect dots and figure things out through records?
She can connect dots. Well, we know where. Oh, you're in bed, Doom? That's a little bit too much information, Doom. She connects dots. Oh, yes, I forgot that you did tag me in that. That was a good photo, by the way. She can connect dots. Where did her dots connect in yesterday? That if you tag somebody on Twitter, you must be in a relationship. So she's great at connecting dots, really. I think yesterday's live would show differently.
Well, this is going to be sort of it's an interesting thing. You know how you all love that I am able to connect dots and figure things out through records and paint the picture of what has happened? So, like, the show will tell you one thing, and then the reality will be a different thing.
Because it's a TV show, of course reality is going to be different. Oh, dear. Oh. It's a TV show. Oh, it's a TV show.
And today I'm going to connect some of those dots for you, and I'm going to explain to you how this eruption in a feud over money is ultimately a catalyst to a huge problem.
Oh, wait on, you've got to look at her mouth here.
A catalyst to a huge...
There we go. Let that sink in for a bit. This is a face of a journalist. Yes, I'm sitting in silence, just letting you all just take that in. Is that mean? Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh yes, we've got to look at, since I've got to find the screenshots of her in a chat yesterday and their stories.
Is ultimately a catalyst to a huge problem. And
actually, that picture would make a really good thumbnail. Oh look, she was even that smiling too. Look.
a catalyst to a huge.
There we go again. Screenshot.
Huge problem.
There we go. She's smiling. So even she thinks even she thinks it's funny. See, she's laughing.
And yeah, all I'll say is that Robin is very vindictive, extremely vindictive, and I worry about her kids now. I'm worried very a lot.
Oh no. She's just figuring out money can cause problems. Okay. The painter's tape on the wall is making my eye twitch. Yes. There is well, she has said that she's not quite finished.
Very worried about her kids. So yesterday, someone had asked me about this. They said,
right, here we go. We're going to hear about the eyebrows. It's all about the eyebrows.
"Oh, it looks like you have an egg, like someone knocked you out, like you have a bruise that you're covering up." This is actually the remnants of that staph infection, and it's swollen tissue, and it's just scar tissue. And so unfortunately, it looks like I have a swollen eye because the tissue is swollen. But there's
she makes us all sound like when she goes, it's scar tissue that's swollen, and then says it's swollen tissue. Of course it is.
So yesterday, someone had asked me about this. They said, "Oh, it looks like you have an egg, like someone knocked you out, like you have a bruise that you're covering up." This is actually the remnants of that staph infection, and it's swollen tissue, and it's just scar tissue. And so unfortunately, it looks like I have a swollen eye because the tissue is swollen, but there's no active infection. It's literally just regular skin at this point. But it has like a scar underneath, and so it's puffier, and it's getting better. Like, it doesn't hurt anymore, which is really good. And I was reading about the healing process when it comes to wounds. And
oh, so she's been reading. She didn't seek medical advice. She's been reading. Reading, not bleeding.
Like I had, and it actually said that it can take skin up to 2 years to repair and for the swelling and the skin to go like back to flat after you've had something traumatic happen to your skin, which actually makes sense because my son had open heart surgery, and it took a while for that scar to go down.
She always brings it back to her son, doesn't she? Yeah, I would JMZ72 says it's not scar tissue, it's puffy and soft. I wasn't sure that was scar tissue. I've seen scar tissue and it's not. Isn't scar tissue hard? I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I'm not any. Don't know much. Yeah, it's supposed to be hard, right? Yes, thank you. Everyone's saying yes. So she can move that to a chin, says Terry C. What is it with the hair on one side? Why didn't she go to the damn doctor instead of guessing? Don't know. And lying.
I'm slightly self-conscious about it, but I'm trying to like get over it and be like, you know what? None of us are perfect. We all have flaws. My body, warm and cold compresses don't really do much because there's no infection anymore. It's just
obviously the person that's watching, oh look at that face, is saying that they don't think it's right. Well, if it's swollen tissue, if she's, as she said, spoiled, it's swollen tissue, then hot and cold compress will bring down the swelling. That's from open heart surgery still there, and my baby was spoiled, creamed up, oil up, best that I can buy. Flying Mum says that's not how it works. Correct. You don't put warm compress on infections. That's right. It's for swollen. It's for swollen. That's why when you roll your ankle, you put a cold compress on it because you want to reduce the swelling. Scar tissue can take 2 years to mature and may shrink a bit, but it never goes away completely, says Foxy. Hello, Foxy.
it's the last stage of healing of a scar. That's what I was reading about.
The last stage of healing from a scar. Okay.
Once you have gone through like the wound and the healing and the infection's gone and then the skin is repairing itself, this is just where I'm at.
Didn't you say that?
There's no infection anymore.
About the healing, but it's supposed to be healing.
Or it's just this. It's the last stage of healing of a scar. That's what I was reading about. Once you have gone through like the wound and the healing and the infection's gone and then the skin is repairing itself, this is just where I'm at.
Without a lawyer says KJ scars me and it's been longer than 2 years and I've not healed. Aren't you supposed to be working without a lawyer? Thank you for the love, though. Hi, Foxy.
Yeah, it took a long time to fight. It was really bad. It started here and it went all around there. And yeah, it just takes time. It took months to get rid of the staph infection. I'm glad it didn't do more damage than it did. I'm thankful.
Oh, dear.
Yeah.
Having an office to shut the door is a wonderful thing. Yes, without a lawyer, because like yesterday you were in trouble. Nikki says, tweet, you still fighting infection. I wish we could ask one doctor to look at it. And it says JMZ72, and Flying Mum says, good thing she went to Dr. Google instead of her primary care doctor. Yes, because, Dr. Google knows everything.
Very thankful. Okay, well, I need to go make a thumbnail. There's not a lot for me to say right now. I just wanted to say hi to everyone.
I just want to say hi to everybody. As I said, I don't see why she can't record all of her stuff and then do her edits and then stagger them. But anyway, that's just me. I think it would be more productive, wouldn't it, to film in one go and then edit and then do your thumbnails and upload them to go up automatically at different times? Or is that just natural?
And I hope everyone has a day. Make sure.
Oh, no, there's more. How long did she deny it was an infection? That's right. So she could sleep with her medically fragile son, says Sunshine and Rain. So she's about to go, but hang on, there's more.
We'll make a thumbnail. There's not a lot for me to say right now. I just wanted to say hi to everyone. And I hope everyone has a good day. Make sure that you get your notification bells set. Make sure you get subscribed. I'm a whiz with makeup.
Oh dear. She acts like a child, says JMZ. Oh. I know there's CC's videos coming out tonight. I know that she was not very impressed. Because it was unsolicited contact via email. Like, come on. Maybe I need to write that. You did not ask my permission to send me an email. I'm going to return it to you. Maybe I'll need to do that from now on.
Well, thank you. I actually got.
Oh! Here we go. We're gonna get. She's been shopping.
One of my subscribers taught me something.
Oh dear.
Because I'm having a hard time with my eyebrows, they taught me about Mad Love, which are like stamps. And then you can put a shape on, and then it helps. And one of my subscriber that has alopecia, where she's lost all of her hair.
Yeah, just. Oh. So she uses stencils, people.
And then another one of my subscribers told me about these. And I'm really grateful.
Hang on, what's that around their thumb?
I'm having a hard time with my eyebrows. They taught me about Mad Love.
What can you see? Oh, let me just move this. Look, what's that on their thumb? Is that supposed to be is it a hair tie? I usually wear, if I'm going to keep my hair down and I'm going to put a hair tie, I usually wear it around my wrist. My pronunciation's gone. Wrist. Raycon has one. I know Raycon's got one coming out too.
Which are like stamps.
I think you think it's a hair tie?
You can put a shape on, and then it helps. And one of my subscriber that has alopecia, where she's lost all of her hair. And then another one of my subscribers told me about these.
Well, thank you for joining Autistic Shell. Thank you very much for your membership. Welcome to the choir.
And I'm really grateful. So yeah, it's called Mad.
Elia says she's used stencils forever. Thank you, Autistic Shell, that I make you laugh. Yeah, I heard my laugh today when I did that short of her talking about Lama Girl and Steve, and I thought, gee, do I really sound like that? I tell you, she's got some great pictures here that you can use for screenshots.
One of my subscribers told me about these, and I'm really grateful. So yeah, it's called Mad Love.
Mad love. Is Toad getting some mad love? Oh dear me. I shouldn't be rude. But it is Valentine's Day over there, isn't it? It's long past it here.
It works for now.
It works for now.
But because of the swelling, it just, I don't know. Did Derek say something new?
Last night's chat was fun, says JMZ72. Yes, there we go. Look at that one. Sunshine and Rain says, just like her anniversary post in a makeup haul. The face.
So, yeah. It's called Mad Love.
That's what it's called, Nikki. Mad love.
It works for now. But because of the swelling, it just, I
don't know. Oh, gee.
Did Derek say something new?
It's worse. Did Toad buy plastic Did Toad buy plastic flowers this year to go with their tin ones? The tin ones aren't there, are they? As she says, mad love. She looks mad. Oh dear. And I pressed play. That I'm going to take that back. She holds it for a very long time in real time. Look at this. Here we go.
So yeah.
I'll let it play.
It's called Mad Love. It works for now. But because of the swelling, it just, I don't know.
Right, so look how long she holds it for.
Did Derek say something new? Did Derek Dillard say something new?
Oh, without a lawyer, maybe. Lazy Wolf says, that should be her thumbnail.
I haven't seen anything. I haven't checked Instagram.
Did KJ get a Valentine from Todd? I don't know.
No, it's this. I don't know if Derek Dillard said something new.
Sunshine and Rain said she was hoping the infection would move to her mouth. Well, that would be then interesting.
Oh, that was like a month ago. I already talked about that. Yeah, I do think that he's under investigation. But I don't think that you'll never know because they don't announce their investigations.
Hi, EKC, how are you? Welcome. Oh, dear. I think that she's talking about someone's asked about Dugget, right? Mad love?
It works for now. But because of the swelling, it just, I don't know.
All right, everyone, you're getting a pout warning, okay? Hi, Kimberly.
Did Derek say something new? Did Derek Dillard say something new? I haven't seen anything. I haven't checked Instagram. No, it's this. I don't know if Derek Dillard said something new. Oh, that was like a month ago. I already talked about that. Yeah, I do think that he's under investigation.
I think she's talking about Jim Bob. And she also looked. She does get mad if she thinks that someone's got the information on the Duggars that she doesn't know.
But I don't think that you'll never know because they don't announce their investigations when it comes to that kind of stuff. He says that he thinks they're going to get audited again. I mean, theoretically, if Derek and Jill wanted to be really a pain in his ass, they could be whistleblowers. And if you do a whistleblower on the IRS with the federal government, and then the IRS finds the fraud and then can recoup the debt through their investigation, the whistleblowers can actually get money for it.
Do you reckon she did that with the Chrysleys? I'm just throwing something really bizarre out there. Did anyone else know that? How many times do you reckon she's put the IRS onto people?
You'll never know because they don't announce their investigations when it comes to that kind of stuff. He says that he thinks they're going to get audited again. I mean, theoretically, if Derek and Jill wanted to be really a pain in his ass, they could be whistleblowers. And if you do a whistleblower on the IRS with the federal government, and then the IRS finds the fraud and then can recoup the debt through their investigation, the whistleblowers can actually get money for it.
If they recoup the debt. Mind boggles.
Go and do a whistleblower, whatever.
There you go, everybody. She's told you to go do a whistleblower, whatever.
You know, like that guy did with the Mormon church when he did a whistleblower thing? And they found like that bajillion-dollar fraud that they were doing.
The what fraud?
They should go and do a whistleblower, whatever. You know, like that guy did with the Mormon church when he did a whistleblower thing? And they found like that bajillion-dollar fraud that they were doing? It's like that. I don't think that JB's fraud would be anything equivalent to that amount of money, though. So maybe it wouldn't be worth it. I don't know. Anyways, I would sing like a canary for a whistleblower. Well,
Billy Martin says, is that why KJ is looking into people's taxes all the time? It may explain a few things.
Those men all work together. They all protect each other. It's part of the cult. All right, I'm going to go make my thumbnail. Bye, guys.
There you go. What are your thoughts on that? I'll get her off the screen in a minute. I'm just going to move you to the other screen again. Just bear with me. Well, everybody commits fraud, don't they? Except her. I don't know why I'm black and white. I've got a new camera and it makes me black and white. But anyway. All right. So let's look at her stories, and then I'm going to show you. I've done some looking into some hearsay stuff, and I'm going to try and explain to you a little bit about some evidence law, very basic stuff, and try and get you to understand a few things. So let's look at her. I do it from here, so we might have to endure some of this boring stuff. Is it? I don't know. It must be. I must have an effect on somewhere. I'm just a bit. I don't know what I've done, but anyway, I'm black and white. So okay. So let's have a look. You like it? Oh, that's good. Is there anything here? Oh, yes. For those asking about my puffy eyes, that is visible in my IG lives, this is the remaining scar tissue that is left over from the staph infection. There is no wound, no infection, and nothing injured anymore. If you think the swelling is bad, you should have seen it 2 months ago. That's why I wasn't on camera. Okay. You just did a live about it, though. Okay, so now she's showing she's got some evidence here, and I'm not going to play it. At least you don't have retirement home. Well, that's true. I can't paint mine because I'm in a rental, so I've got to deal with what I've got. So actually, you know what? Why don't I play it? Let's get the real evidence out there. I don't. All right, so this says something. Steve McCrae, something. A photo of Charlotte's driver's license, which was requested by admins of a Facebook group to prove her real identity. Her driver's license info was later found on the dark web. Of course, it was. It's unclear who posted it to the dark web. Okay. But this audio is proof that he had the driver's license photo and shared it in a group chat. Charlotte did not give her driver's license out for the blue. They asked for it. Of course, they deny it, she says. All right, well, let's have a look.
So this is her ID, and then what she sent to Megan. You recognize this?
Oh, Megan? Yeah, I sure do.
Yep. So I have that printed out because, if she does show, the judge is going to ask, why do you send your ID? And she's going, well, they told me to. I'm like, why would you send your ID if somebody's asked you for that? That's just crazy. I'm like, we never asked for this. And I have proof of that too. I have her conversation, so I can prove that we didn't ask for this.
Hey, I'm going to switch to my computer, so I'm going to hop.
Okay, wait on. So they're saying that they didn't ask for it, but they've got it. That calls in to prove
off, and it's going to ask me good to come again.
You got it, Cammie. Thank you. Welcome back. Oh, I like that. Yeah, that's better. That's better. Yes. Is that better for you? Awesome. And I do. And by the way, I do want to make sure that you get a family statement out.
Okay. So just listening to that. Okay. We can agree that there's a license about how the license. So what you have is you have a statement of facts, which is what's agreed upon. The agreement would be the license is there. The contested facts is and that she sent it, okay? So she sent her license. The contested part is one side saying they asked for it, and the other side saying no, she sent it voluntarily. That's where you get your contested fact, okay? So at the moment, the thing is that here KJ's made a statement of she's saying Charlotte did not give her driver's license out of the blue. They asked for it. Of course, they deny it. But Lazy Wolf said Charlotte has admitted to sending it. She did, yeah. So she's saying that she's admitted to send it, which is a fact. Okay, that's a fact. But Steve didn't say in that call that he had asked for it. In fact, he said we hadn't asked for it and she sent it. That call is saying there that she sent it on her own volition. And KJ's saying here that no, they asked for it. So that is what we call a contested fact. Okay? So when you're looking at civil when you're looking at any type of litigation, you have facts that are agreed facts and you have contested facts. Even in criminal law, there can be an agreed fact. Maybe you were at the venue at the said time, standing near the said place. But the contested would be if you committed a crime, okay? That's the contested part. I agreed, like Lazy Wolf, nobody can force a person to do that. So I'm just wanting to make that clear, that there are things, that there's agreed facts and contested fact. So she's contesting so KJ is saying that they've asked for it. We heard on that audio that they have said that she sent it without asking. Okay, so that's what we call a contested fact. And in a contested fact, that's where you have to lay out the evidence. I don't see, and this is why I don't understand why she's put herself in the middle of this. So what would have to now happen is that the court would have to look at all the evidence relating to this contested fact. Now, Steve said there he's got all the conversation. So that would need to be 3 levels of burden proof, beyond reasonable doubt, preponderance of the evidence, and clear and convincing determination. Yeah, that's correct. So in Australia, we have beyond reasonable doubt and probable cause. She sent it to people who never asked for it, says Lazy Wolf. Yeah. All right. But it's definitely a contested fact as to that.
Everybody here, so they know, like I said, that.
All right. So all right. Then it says Steve admits that Charlotte has taken a restraining order against him while he works on a retaliation TRO, which was dismissed. Charlotte was granted a permanent restraining order against Steve in January 2024.
They kind of intimated that that she's already taken out a TRO against you, and that it's just waiting to be served. And I said, well, I'd like to see proof of that.
No, that probably is true. I think that probably is true.
Oh, okay.
But I haven't served. I mean, I haven't served with it.
Okay. Well, interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't doubt that for a second, actually.
Okay. And my other thing is,
right?
This is my other issue, is that if this is supposed to be evidence related to a hearing, this should not be out. She sent it to everyone she ever met and ambushed them when they didn't want anything with or for her. Right. That's interesting. Apparently this is an emergency creator meeting talking about Charlotte. As I said, she's got all this evidence. Why?
You didn't. There was no malicious intent. This is what Charlotte didn't understand. You didn't intentionally try to maliciously take content from somebody else on a Patreon wall and then put it out. That's a completely different thing. And when it was brought to your attention, you did the ethical, honorable thing and said, maybe I should have just explicitly asked just to make sure that way there's no confusion. And you Christian and been over at that point.
Yeah, it's really interesting to me because.
I don't know, JMZ72. This is just on Katie's stories. Who knows? They could be 10 years old for all I know.
Like I said, I don't know Charlotte. I don't know who she is. She did message me on my YouTube channel, But her message was very much like, you can't do this. It's behind a paywall. And when I said, okay, I got the permission from Gwen. Here's the permission. I'm going to leave it up. She was like, okay, great. Thank you so much for doing that. It's great to hear that you got permission. And then she stopped it. Yeah. And then.
Right. Well, that doesn't really.
What's wrong with that, right? I mean, there was no malicious intent. This is what Charlotte didn't understand. You didn't intentionally try to maliciously take content from somebody else on a Patreon wall and then put it out. That's a completely different thing. And when it
So, yeah.
brought to your attention, you did the ethical, honorable thing and said, you know what?
Kind of strange for someone to claim she was not part of the something. Here she's on the stream talking about posting Gwendolyn Brown's Patreon after they criticised me for posting their Patreon. They were all in a group, period. Here she discusses disagreement with Charlotte about posting the content outside the paywall. Yes, but if you noticed, the person says that she had permission from Gwen, unlike Katie Joy. Katie Joy never got permission from Gwen.
I probably maybe I should have just explicitly asked just to make sure that way there's no confusion and got the permission, and it should have been over at that point.
Yeah, it's really interesting to me because, like I said, I don't know Charlotte. I don't know who she is. She did message me on my YouTube channel. But the message was very much like, you can't do this. It's behind a paywall. And when I said, okay, I got the permission from Gwen. Here's the permission. I'm going to leave it up. She was like, okay, great. Thank you so much for doing that. It's great to hear that you got permission. And then she stopped it. Yeah. And
And then she's got that. That's her video. And then another one that she's done. Apparently, she's not happy that he's.
Anyone can say I'm.
But she doesn't know Steve, and she isn't working with them, so she's a competitor. And she's a big girl, but deleted her channel. Steve and Rabbit on stream together. Gwen told KJ to stop using her content over and over again. Yes, and the other thing is, as I said, the other person who was talking said that they had permission. There's a difference if you get permission to share someone's stuff. Yeah, I think she's a little bit butthurt. She got bad. Okay. Okay, cool. Nice. Oh, all right. That was it. Was it? There wasn't as many as yesterday. Okay.
Yeah, let's get to the good stuff. So this is her ID.
All right, we'll let that go through just a little bit. It just scraped my email altogether. So wow, that's not good, is it? All right. So I'm just going to stop sharing for a moment so you can see my black and white wall. That's just crazy that you've all had to do that, you know. So let's have a look. I pulled up. This is the Kansas civil. So every place has a civil. Yes, Rabbit Arts permission, and only played a small clip. Correct. So this is the Kansas statute civil procedure. Okay, get rid of myself again. And so we're going into rules of evidence here. And so this talks about witnesses, privileges, expert and other opinion testimony, which is interesting because there's opinion. I would say that some of the people that go in would have to be opinion testimony. But here's about witnesses and all of this, how it all works. Here's the Protection from Stalking Act. So we can look at that, you know, so it goes through. So this is what it says. Construed to protect victims of stalking and facilitate access to judicial protection for victims of stalking. Yeah, presented. Yeah, so that's all right. So Yes, they are on high alert. They are on a very high alert after the mass shooting. I heard that. The definitions are here. So stalking in Kansas. Oh, thank you, EK. No, that's not a problem, EKC. I did send you some stuff. So stalking, according to the Kansas statute, is an intentional harassment of another person that places other person in reasonable fear of that person. Safety. Harassment means knowing an intentional course of conduct directed at a specific person that seriously harms, annoys, torments, or terrorizes the person and serves no legitimate purpose. Harassment shall include any course of conduct carried out through the use of an unmanned aerial system over or near any dwelling, occupied vehicle, or other place where one may reasonably expect to be safe from intrusion or surveillance. Then they've got course of conduct. That means on 2 or separate occasions over a period of time, however short, evidencing a continuity of purpose which would cause a reasonable person to suffer substantial emotional distress. And then this is what the unmanned system is. So that's essentially what they're defining as harassment. Okay. Some do actually have digital stuff as well. So when we get down to the rules of evidence. So we're going to look at general provisions. How can any of these qualifications stand for lady in Kansas when we all told her to stop? Unfortunately, that's where you're going to have to show in evidence that through the documentation that she was told to stop. So evidence is the means from which inferences may be drawn on the basis of proof in duly constituted traditional or fact-finding tribunals, includes testimony in the form of opinion and hearsay. Lazy Wolf, that would be the same, that yes, you could say that there is emotional distress going on. All right. Relevant evidence means evidence having a tendency in reason to prove any material fact. Okay, evidence has to prove a fact, one way or the other. And proof is all the evidence before the trier of fact relevant to a fact in issue, which tends to prove the existence or non-existence of such fact. Okay? I know that keeps repeating, but this is, they define it so that you know. Okay? The burden of proof means the obligation of a party to meet the requirements of a rule of law that the fact be proven either by a preponderance of evidence or clear and convincing evidence or beyond a reasonable doubt, as the case may be. Burden of proof is synonymous with burden of persuasion. So for us, in where I live in Australia, it's probable cause. Is it likely to have happened? All right. So conduct includes active and passive behaviour, verbal and non-verbal. They've got writing means handwriting, typewriting, printing, photostating, photographing, any other means of recording any tangible things or form of evidence, representation, including letters, words, pictures. So that is that one. Now, I want to look at, in particular now, yes, I did see that one. I want to look at hearsay evidence, but let's look at expert and other opinion evidence, because expert evidence is technically opinion evidence. So here is from the statute. This is why I don't think Chesh has any actual witness testimony. I'm trying to work out the relevance of Chesh's testimony, because I can't see that it would be relevant. It's not, unless she is a direct victim. I can't see how her evidence is is relevant, actually. I'm struggling. Someone did say character evidence, but if you open the door to character evidence, so if she's trying to say that someone's bad character, then you open the door. Well, we're going to look at hearsay, second-hand hearsay. So first-hand knowledge is first-hand hearsay. But if she's going to go for character evidence, then you leave the door open for, if you're trying to show that someone is of good character, you open the door that's to show that that character is bad. And the same if you're doing bad character evidence, you then can have evidence to show that you're good. In most cases, they like to try to stay away from that because you open up the floodgates. Because that's when you can start talking about all the things that they've done. So, okay, so this is testimony in form of opinion or inferences. If a witness is not testifying as an expert, the testimony in the form of opinion or inferences is limited to such opinions or inferences as the judge finds, are rationally based on the perception of the witness, are helpful. So this statute is saying unless the witness is an expert witness, the judge has to find that the evidence is going to meet the following: are rationally based on the perception of the witness, are helpful to a clearer understanding of the testimony of the witness, and are not based on scientific, technical, or other specialized knowledge within the scope of such subsection B. So the evidence has to be based on rationality, is helpful to help clear the understanding of the situation, and not based on any technical. If scientific, technical, or other specialized knowledge will help the trier of fact to understand the evidence or to determine a fact in issue, that's what all evidence has to do, to determine a fact in issue. A witness who is qualified as an expert by knowledge, skill, experience, training, or education may testify thereto in the form of opinion or otherwise. The testimony is based on sufficient facts or data. 2, the testimony is the product of reliable principles and methods. And 3, the witness has reliably applied the principles and methods to the facts of this case. Unless the judge excludes the testimony, the judge shall be deemed to have made the finding requisite to its admission. Testimony in the form of opinions or inferences otherwise admissible under this article is not objectionable because it embraces the ultimate issues or issues decided by the trier of fact. Z1Z, yes, I would agree with that. That's what I'm saying. I can't see that it is. I've always said that the issue that I actually have with the whole Chesh evidence is that you could argue that it was biased energy because biased testimony because of the relationship with Steve and the fallout. All right. So this is if the expert is not testifying as an expert, the judge may require that a witness before testifying in terms of opinion or inference first be examined concerning the facts or data upon the opinion or inference is founded. Okay? So they won't necessarily get to go and give their evidence. The judge has to be satisfied that the evidence they're going to give is help to solve the fact. If a witness is testifying as an expert upon a motion of a party, the court may hold a pre-trial hearing to determine whether the witness qualifies as an expert or whether the witness testimony satisfies subsection. So the court shall rule on. So they'll do all that before it starts. Okay, so that's all right. So that's for expert witnesses. This one says how the information that they relied upon. So that it doesn't need to actually go to a jury. So this is, so if you wanted to look at it, it's Kansas Statute, Chapter 60. All right? So Evidence Statute, Chapter 60 is the procedure for civil. Okay? And then you've got your definitions here. Statement means not only an oral or written expression, but non-verbal conduct of a person. So unavailable as a witness includes a situation where the witness, A, exempted on the ground of privilege from testifying concerning the matter to which his or her statement is relevant. 2, disqualifying from testifying to the matter. 3, unable to be present or to testify at the hearing because of death and then existing physical or mental illness. 4, absent beyond the jurisdiction of the court to compel appearance by its process. Cheshire's whole life right now is being able to testify. She'll be devastated. Well, as I said, it's at the discretion of the judge. 5, absent from the place of hearing because a proponent of his or her statement does not know and with diligence been able to ascertain his or her when, but a witness is not available. A, if the judge finds that his or her exemption, disqualification, inability, absence is due to procurement or wrongdoing of the proponent of his or her statement for the preventing the witness from attending or testifying, or to the culpable neglect of such party, if the unavailable claimed under the clause 4 of the preceding paragraph and the judge finds the deposition of the declarant could have been taken by exercise of reasonable diligence and without undue hardship, and that the probable importance of testimony is as such as to justify the expense of taking such a deposition. Jess thought she was going to be in the court the whole time. Witnesses can't be in the courtroom. Yeah, it's sometimes it's different in civil and criminal. So generally they don't like you listening. Well, that's what I'm saying. I can't see her being an expert witness. She has another person she wants to call as an expert. But unless she is anyway, let's look at hearsay. I'm just a law student. It just is not making any sense to me. So let's go to hearsay evidence. And I've got a table here, but you've got to remember that this is from Australia, but it sort of will sum it up a little bit. We like little tables. And that information is in style. Really nice. Good luck to them, eh? Just waiting for a document to load. All right, this is from the Judicial College of Victoria, so this is based on Australia, but I'm hoping that it will help you understand a little bit of context before we go back and look at hearsay. So first-hand hearsay is evidence of a previous representation made by a person is not admissible to prove the existence of a fact that can reasonably be supposed that the person intended to assert from representation. Such a fact is in this part to an asserted fact. Remember I said there was a asserted fact or an agreed fact? Hearsay hearsay rule does not play a part in that if it's an agreed fact. Okay, so for the purposes, whether it can be reasonably supposed that the person intended to assert a particular fact by their representative, the court may have regard to the circumstances in which the representation was made. So evidence relevant for a non-hearsay purpose. The hearsay rule does not apply to evidence of a previous representation that is admitted because it is relevant for a purpose other than proof of an asserted fact. This section applies to whether a person has made a representation. So there's another one for a non-hearsay purpose. A person has personal knowledge of the asserted fact if his or her knowledge of fact was or might be reasonably be supposed to have been based on something that the person saw, heard, or otherwise perceived, other than the previous representation made by another person about the fact. Okay? So first-hand hearsay is if you saw it, you perceived it, you witnessed it. Okay? And then in Australia, there's different hearsay rules for whether it's criminal or whether it's civil. So they change a little bit. So I said, just remember that is for Australia, but I hope that's... Well, the thing is, she's likely to turn on them all because that is her modi operandi. All right, so let's look at evidence. Yeah, I saw he was thanking everybody in that chat for being so nice to Katie because, you know, there's so many people that aren't very nice to her, apparently. All right, so we looked at that one. We looked at that one. Oh, no, we didn't. All right. Hearsay evidence. So these are exclusions for hearsay. Hearsay is a funny thing. All right. So let's go back to our hearsay stuff. Is that the one I'm doing? I know it's probably going to be boring now. I hope I'm not boring you all. All right. So we've done that. So perceive means acquire through one's own senses. So a perceived. So what they often do is they actually put in definitions of what it means. So in this civil procedure definition, perceive means acquire knowledge through one's own senses, okay? Perceive. So if you perceive something, and so that is something that is really important to know as well, because sometimes different jurisdictions have different definitions of words. So you can't put all the definitions. Oh, it's interesting to you, Tech Glass? That's good. So this is hearsay evidence excluded. So these are things that cannot be included as evidence of a statement which is made other than by a witness while testifying at a hearing, offered to prove the truth of a matter stated, is hearsay evidence and is inadmissible except, okay? Hearsay is generally inadmissible except if it's a previous statement of persons present, a statement previously made by a person who is present at the hearing and available for cross-examination with respect to the statement and its subject matter, provided the statement would be admissible if the declarant while testifying as a witness. So if you've already submitted if you've already submitted a statement, say, to the police, they can use that statement and cross-examine you about it. So that's an exemption, okay? Affidavits to the extent of admissibility by the statutes of this state. Depositions and prior testimony, subject to the same limitations and objections, because you can object to anything submitted in court, as though the declarant were testifying in person. Testimony in the form of a deposition taken in compliance with the law of this state for the use as testimony in the trial of the action which is offered. If the judge finds that the declarant is unavailable as a witness at the hearing, testimony given as a witness in another action or preliminary hearing or former trial in the same action, or in a deposition taken in compliance with law for use as testimony in another trial or action when A, the testimony is offered against the party who offered it in its own party's own behalf on the former occasion, or against the successor in interest of such party, or B, the issue is such that the adverse party of the former occasion had the right and opportunity for cross-examination with interest and motive similar to that which the adverse party has in the action in which the testimony is offered, but the provision of this subsection shall not apply in criminal actions if denied to the accused the right to meet the witness face to face. What does that really mean? So if they've had a deposition, depositions are subject to same limitations, and they can be used particularly if the person can't be there. Contemporaneous statements and statements admissible on the grounds of necessity generally. A statement which the judge finds was made while the declarant was perceiving the event, or condition which the statement narrates, describes, explains. 2, while the declarant was under stress of a nervous excitement that caused by such perception. 3, if the declarant is unavailable as a witness by the time the declarant at a time when the matter has been recently perceived by the declarant, and while the declarant's recollection was clear, was made in good faith prior to the commencement of the action, and no incentive to falsify or to distort. A dying declaration, a statement by a person unavailable as a witness because of the person's death. The judge may find that it was so. If they make a declaration on the deathbed, it has to be, you have to seek an exemption for it to be, so you have to ask for a hearsay exemption to get it submitted into court. So as long as it was made voluntarily and good faith, and while the declarant was conscious of the declarant's impending death and believed that there was no hope of recovery. If it satisfies those 2 things, then it can be admitted. Confessions, admissions by party. So if a party has made an admission, you have to apply to the court. They can't use other civil cases. That's correct. The only time in Australia, the only time that you could talk about previous civil cases if you're talking about damages, because you would be showing, you could show that there is a history of it, but generally no. It authorised and adoptive admissions, vicarious admissions, declarations against interest, voter statements, a statement by a voter concerning a voter's qualification to vote, statements of mental and physical conditions are not generally admissible, except, and as then they've got all these exemptions here. Business entries and the like, writings offered as memoranda or records of acts, conditions. Question. Twitter lady sent me screenshots of DMs with a lot of people. I would say yes, because are they relevant to a case? Are they relevant to a statement of fact? Possibly, yeah. I would say yes. The only thing that can happen is that the judge will deny it. That's the worst that can happen. You need to say, I would like to submit a screenshot. It was, here's DM. This shows that whatever, this shows the point XYZ, whatever. So if you can relate it to the point that you're making. I don't even know who KDP is. Certificate of marriage, you can't show records or documents affecting an interest in property. That's again, judgments of previous convictions, evidence of a final judgment adjudicating person guilty of felony or prove a fact essential to sustain judgment. You can't. So, so there's all these exemptions. Reputation as to character. If a trait of a person's character at a specific time is material, evidence of the person's reputation with reference thereto at a relevant time in the community in which the person then resided or in a group with which the person then habitually associated to prove the truth of matter reputed. That's the only time you can use character evidence, okay? Has to be during relevant to a certain time. It has to be with a certain time frame. Now, here's the thing. Here's really what could get them. If I don't know anything about this case, but for example, let's just say this happened after a considerable time after Chesh and Steve had their disagreement, right? And this has all happened. Any reputation would not be able to be used, as that reputation or that incident did not occur during the time frame of the alleged incident. Do you understand that? Because it has to be at a specified time. Evidence of the person's reputation with reference thereto at the relevant time in the community in which the person then resided, or in a group with which people then habitually associate to prove the truth of the matter reputed. So, if, as I said, that the Chesh and Steve issue occurred before this issue, you could argue, for example, that the character evidence is not admissible because it isn't relevant to the time frame asserted. Yeah, so you submit the whole conversation, but when you present your case, you'll so what sometimes will happen, that the judge sometimes gives it a case number, or evidence number that here they'd say, submit. They call it read. They read it. They read it, and they'll go, this bit of evidence is called JM17, and you'll say, Your Honour, I refer to JM17, page whatever, excerpt whatever, and I would like to highlight this part to you. Okay. But make sure you make it clear as to where you want to present. But yes, so character evidence is only admissible if it pertains to the time of the alleged whatever. So bear that in mind. Any writing admissible under exception O, P, Q, and EE. The amendments thereto shall be received only if the party offering such writing has delivered a copy of it, so much as it relates to controversy, to each adverse party at a reasonable time before trial, unless the judge finds a copy of such. So where there is a disagreement of facts, any evidence, technically you've got to have two copies. You've got to give the other party the other lot of. You've got to give one to the court and one to the opposing party, as a general rule. The other one that you can do that I would consider is credibility of declarant, and this is, or the witness, and this is where, for example, you could argue that Chesh is not a credible witness because of the history with Steve. So any statement or other conduct by a declarant inconsistent with a statement received in evidence is admissible for the purpose of discrediting the declarant, though he or she had no opportunity to deny or explain such inconsistent statement. Any other evidence tending to impair or support credibility of the declarant is admissible if it would have been admissible had the declarant been a witness. Multiple hearsay. A statement within the scope shall not be admissible on the ground that it includes a statement made by another declarant and is offered to prove the truth of the included statement if such a statement itself meets the requirements of an exception. Yes, it does get a bit bulky and a bit heavy. So generally, multiple hearsay, so it, like the Chinese whispers, it can only really come from the first person. And then authentication of evidence. So in general, to satisfy the requirement of authenticating or identifying an item and evidence, the proponent must produce evidence sufficient to support a finding that the item is what the proponent claims to be, which is what EKC is talking about. Okay, examples. The following are examples only, not a complete list of evidence that satisfies the requirement. Testimony of a witness with knowledge, and that's testimony of an item is what it is claimed to be. Can you help, Kay? I can. Cross-examination, hopefully the other side also gives the information, because you're supposed to see both sides of what, so you can come up with cross-examination. A non-expert opinion about handwriting. A non-expert's opinion that handwriting is genuine based on the familiarity with it that was not acquired for current litigation. Comparison by an expert witness or trier of fact. Distinctive characteristics and the like, the appearance, contents, substance, internal patterns, or other distinctive characteristics of the item taken together with all the circumstances. So this is what evidence is admissible. Distinctive characteristics and the like, the appearance, contents, substance, internal patterns, or other distinctive characteristics of the item taken together with all the circumstances. Opinion about a voice. Evidence about a telephone conversation. For a telephone conversation, evidence that a call was made to the number assigned at the time. Yes, I recently learned how to present MR paid for software that all courts use to and accept to save. Yes, good. Yeah. Yes, I've also got to be careful not to give legal advice. So, correct. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm happy to help, but just remember, I'm just a student, so I can't give legal advice. So evidence about telephone conversation, a particular person, if circumstances including self-identification show that the person answering the call was the one called. A particular business, if the call was made to a business. Wrote that about knowing or not knowing when to object to things, especially hearsay, because I don't really. Yeah, hearsay is really, really hard. So the way that I think about it is you've got to think about, is it relevant? So everything has to be case on point. So if they're trying to prove that an action occurred, is the evidence relevant to that? A particular business, evidence about phone records, so that's documentation. If where you're not, the thing is, in a lot of cases though, particularly in Australia, where you're not represented, the judges are pretty helpful. In Australia, quite often the judges will pipe in and say, well, that's not quite correct. So this is about public documents, what's acceptable. But I'm just interested. So that's about photographs. But have a read of chapter 60 of the Kansas, particularly the hearsay. Look at what is deemed hearsay and what's not deemed hearsay. But as I said, I'm struggling to work out what part Chesh is trying to prove, unless it's a character testimony, and unless she has been, and I don't know what character, unless she's trying to show a pattern behaviour, but Judges, yes, correct. But for me, I don't know how she can say something about someone if there's been no. The only way she could do it is if she's. It does sound like this judge likes people in court, because I can't, if it's character evidence, but then she can't give first unless she is involved in the case, unless she's involved somehow. She can't really give first person. She can't really do hearsay. How can she be character witness if she never? That's my point. Or interacted with them. This is why I'm saying about the credibility aspect of it. If she, I'd be calling on question as to credibility, because there's a history, and with Steve, and is she testifying because these are part of, pardon the pun, Steve's cult, and she's trying to get back at Steve, which is it a way to get back at Steve? Or has she got, or is she going as a different type? Yeah, this is what I'm not sure about. I'm not sure how that works, because most witnesses that I've seen are directly involved somehow, have a direct involvement, and I unless there's something I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I don't really know all these people. I can't see. I can't see about her direct involvement other than her dislike for Steve. So I don't know. So. Where are we? All right. See. The other thing I like in Australia is that a relative does not have to. So Cheshire got involved because Steve is involved. See, and that's the issue, cheap glass. That's where I would struggle with credibility. So up until recently, Australia didn't have uniform. Different states had different types of had different evidence acts, but they've just uniformed them. So this is what a basic chart of evidence looks like. A hearsay might help you. Again, remember this is Australia, but we've seen it's sort of similar everywhere. Rule: evidence of a previous representation made by a person is not admissible to prove an existence of a fact that can be reasonably supposed that the person intended to assert by the representation. That's the rule. That's the rule of evidence. So then we've got exceptions. So first-hand evidence is an exception if you were there. Okay. Then it's civil proceedings. If the maker is available, there's a certain procedure to follow. If the maker is not available, there's a procedure to follow. Contemporaneous representations about health and criminal proceedings. So they're first-hand hearsay exceptions. All right. Exceptions: hearsay admitted for non-hearsay purposes. So, for example, admissions, character evidence in criminal proceedings. Usually, character evidence is only applicable in criminal proceedings in Australia. Are there hearsay exceptions? For example, business records, electronic communications and that. Okay, so that is type of stuff. Yeah, I went through harassment before. Let's have a look. So chapter 60 of the Kansas Code here. Uniform. Anyway, I've nearly been on for nearly 2 hours. I'll have to go shortly. I've got to get ready for school tomorrow. All right, so let's have a look. I looked at, where did I go? I had it before. All right, we have junctions, rules of civil procedure. Yeah, rules of evidence. So that's rules of civil procedure there. Wrongful death, limitations for pain and suffering, exemptions, general positions. Oh, yeah. There's a Protection from Abuse Act and a Protection from Stalking Act. It depends what it comes under. But let's go for here, and we'll just start at the top because there was a definition for harassment. Also protects against human trafficking as well, by the way. So harassment means a knowing and intentional course of conduct directed at a specific person that seriously alarms, annoys, torments, or terrorizes the person that serves no legitimate purpose. Harassment shall include any course of conduct carried out through the use of unmanned aerial system over or near any dwelling, occupied vehicle, or other place where one may reasonably expect to be safe from uninvited intruders and surveillance. So that is the Kansas. What I'll do, let me put this in the chat and you can all have a look at it. Let's just get this up. This is the civil procedure. So this is what Kansas courts have to follow for their civil procedures. No. Right, and I just want to also include before, I don't want Katie telling me that I'm not giving legal advice. Everything is just my opinion, and I'm just interpreting what is here through my limited knowledge. I'm a law student, but I can't give legal knowledge. I can tell you what I would do in a situation, but that doesn't mean that is correct. But I would be definitely challenging the credibility of Cheshire's testimony. So the other thing was, there was something about, I just wanted to finish up. I wanted to find Katie P's chat. Someone had put Katie P's chat, whoever she is, I don't know who she is, but KJ and Toad were in there yesterday. So let me stop sharing and you can go back to my... Wow, it's 4:55. I've been on for nearly 2 hours. You are sharing your knowledge and sharing... Well, that's all I'm doing. I'm sharing. I can't give a specific... I sort of joked that once I'm admitted to practice, we call it admitted to practice, we don't have to go to the bar unless we want to become a barrister here. Unless we go to the bar, I want to become a barrister, then we have to apply for the bar. Did anyone look into that phone call? yesterday about being shared, because I, as I said, where are we? So with Balls, I think with Balls had it. Let me find her thing. Oh, it's only 4:57. Like, I'm in Australia. I've got lots of time. I just like to get myself organised the night before because I'm teaching. So, oh, you're still here, Autistic Shield? That's good. Yeah, no, I don't need to. I'll go to bed later. Yeah, it's a two-party state? Okay. In Australia, I think you have to actually let them know that you're recording. So a lot of our phone calls, particularly to organisations and company, will talk about your call is being recorded for training purposes. Oh no, I don't know. No, I thought it was a one party. I thought I read yes, that was a one party state, that you had to have one person's permission. So if you're on a group call, if one person gives permission, yes, but yeah, I don't. Yeah, that's what I believe. So I've still got 36 people here. Wow, cool. What else has happened today? So our Prime Minister got engaged today, and Taylor Swift apparently has invaded Melbourne. Oh, you looked. Yeah, that's my understanding. So if nobody on the call has given that permission for that call to be shared, then I believe you would be able to have a claim. Oh, here we go. Found it. Someone's shared it. But so I believe that this KDM also has the calls. That Katie, so you could definitely write to her and ask them to come down, as it's a breach. They chopped up the call. Did they? I haven't listened to it all. My computer's not working again still. But yes, you could write to her and say that it's a criminal breach in whatever, and do it that way. You could do that and see what they say. But look, my recommendation is always seek legal advice. There are always check some of the law schools, because quite often the law students have to do placement, and they run the universities run, or the law schools run, law clinics, and you can often get some legal help through the law schools, because they often will take a lot of some stuff. They will often help people that need legal representation, and then they're overseen by, of course, they're supervised by practicing lawyers. So that is an option that you've got if you need somewhere. Just check the loop to see if there's any legal clinics around. I don't know what that's like in other places around the world, but we have skin clinics and hair clinics with all the students, and massage clinics where you can go and get get they're often their fees are often cheaper because they're not because they're not fully qualified. So if you can get some legal advice a little bit cheaper, the call would have to be entered whole. You are correct, without a lawyer. It has to be fully whole without any. It have to be unedited. The court doesn't want edited video. They don't want it. They don't want edited. They want to see what it was like in its original form. That is my understanding. But yeah, check out local law schools to see whether they run a legal clinic. Steve is a two-party state. He would never say yes. Well, he could take action. It's just your biggest issue is the jurisdiction. At least here in the US. Sorry, it's late for you. Oh, no, thank you. Happy Valentine's Day. Oh, this is not loading up. Why is this not loading? Did CC in Australia, do they pair you up with a lawyer? So after we graduate uni, then we have to do another year. It's called the PLT year. It's called the Practical Learning Training. And what happens is you do 2 days or 3 days learning, 2 days in a law firm, and you've still got assignments to do and other stuff. If it's a big law firm, you go into all the different departments. It's like doing an internship in a hospital. And then after you've done that year and you submitted all the assignments, so really you've got to do an extra year. You then have to fill in this paperwork to be admitted to the Supreme Court. So I would be admitted to the Supreme Court of Victoria because that's where I live, and there's a whole big ceremony for that, and then you become a junior lawyer. So you will have done about a year of work in a law firm by the time you become a junior lawyer. So that's how that works. So in my opinion, I can't post a link, but it says Canada has all parties consent approach to record a call. You need to obtain informed consent by no do. Yes, that's what we've got in Australia. Yes, that you intend to record. Yeah. So all of our calls in Australia, particularly where they record them, say that they can be recorded for training purposes. What's LSATs? No. I didn't. I didn't have to sit an admissions test because I already had a degree. So I'm doing the Juris Doctor, which is like the postgrad batch of law. So I did. Yeah, I didn't have to do it. I may have if I did it. Undergrad. The test passed the bar. No, we don't. Not unless I want to be a barrister, and to become a barrister. Let me show you. Let's keep going down there. You have had to have been a lawyer for so long, and you actually have to resign from the law firm that you're at. You can't be associated to a law firm. It's a big. So this is here is the Victorian Bar Association. This is how you become a barrister. When it loads, it's this has a test. So this has a test that you have to pass the bar. Yeah, that's why you call it a barrister. And then there's another rank again, are called senior counsel, and then if you're really, then there's another one called King's Counsel. So this is becoming a barrister. So it's an independent lawyer with specialist advocacy and related legal skills. So you can't be associated to a law firm. Okay. A substantial part of a barrister's work involves appearing and arguing cases between courts and tribunals or appearing for others. They specialise in court procedure and the rules of evidence and will often be involved. Yeah. So in Australia, lawyer refers to a person who has completed a law degree and has been admitted to practice by a Supreme Court. It is a collective term for those who are authorised to give legal advice. This includes solicitors and barristers, but also may include judges and legal academics, depending on their qualifications and experience. Attorney is a word in the United States. It is not commonly used in Australia. We don't use the word attorney. In Australia, an attorney most often refers to someone authorised to make a decision on behalf of another person under a power of attorney, and counsel is the term given to the person appointed appearing in a case on behalf of somebody else. Because this is the focus of most barristers' work, it is generally used as another term for lawyer. So you've got, so essentially a lawyer, the person admitted to, will instruct a barrister. So barristers and solicitors are both lawyers. They're different. A barrister is self-employed and, unlike a solicitor, is not permitted to practice in a partnership or be affiliated with any other legal practitioner, nor to employ such person. And then a lawyer can. Okay. Barristers engaged or briefed by a solicitor, and they often wear these. See this cloak? They're the ones that wear the cloaks. The professional conduct of barristers is governed by specific laws, which require barristers to maintain exemplary ethical standards, to practice competently, and to honour their duties to the court and to their clients. One of the most important rules, which underpins the independence of the barrister and differentiates the barrister from a solicitor, is the cab rank rule, which requires a barrister, when requested, to act for any client provided the matter is within the barrister's field of expertise. The fee is within the range of fees normally accepted, and the fee is within the range of fees normally accepted, and the barrister has the capacity to undertake the work. Judges rely on what a barrister submits in court. It is very important that barristers are honest. Okay, so yeah, what's a silk, a senior counsel, and a King's Counsel? So you got barristers. So a senior counsel is a collective term to describe a barrister whose expertise, skill, and exemplary professional conduct has been recognised through their appointment by the Supreme Court of Victoria, to the office of senior counsel for the state of Victoria. Upon receiving this appointment, the barrister may choose to be recognised as a member of senior counsel or as King Counsel. In either case, the barrister will then be known as Silk and will enjoy the same professional seniority and privileges. The term silk is used because senior counsel traditionally wear robes made of silk, not wool. Oops. Junior counsel. Are you still finding this interesting? How it's different? I will go in a minute. It's very formal. It's like the UK. It's very much UK based. So a lot of our stuff is UK. Apparently, to be admitted as a lawyer, you actually have to go and put a sign up, hang on the wall of the Supreme Court for any objections for your admission. So a junior counsel is a term typically used to describe barristers who have not been appointed as either King's Counsels or senior counsels, and they wear robes made of wool. Okay, so usually in a lot of cases you have the senior counsel, you have the junior counsel on the front row of the bench. Behind that will be the lawyers, the instructing solicitors, and the lawyers. So it can look pretty. And then, yes, sometimes they wear wigs and gowns, so they can look like that. So it dates back to England, King Charles II. He brought in wigs. In Victoria, silks wear a rosette attached to the back of their robes. Junior barristers' robes are more commonly made of wool, and they don't have a rosette. So here's the skills you need to be a barrister. I reckon I could do it. And so you have to be a practicing lawyer. You've got to set an entrance exam. To qualify for a place in the readers course, you've got to do the 8-week readers course, and then you have to work under the guidance of a senior barrister, an approved mentor for the readers course. So this is sort of the path you've got to take. You get your law degree or Juris Doctor, your practical legal training. Okay, so I'm still in the first stage. Yeah, I'm past stage 1. Admission to practice. So then you've got to sit the readers course, bar readers course, successful completion of bar readers course, signing of the role of counsel, and then a reading period commences, and now able to accept briefs. After 7 months, reading period is completed. So you have reading period. There is other ways that you can get to the bar. Then there's barrister's clerk. Yes, we do have wolf spiders. So, and then that's a typical working day. So anyway, so that's the barristers. But yes, they generally wear these fancy things. And they have their own chambers. So the Owen Dixon chambers is where all the barristers, you call them barristers. There's a few buildings that barristers, because they all have different offices. So yeah. So that is how you become. So that is the only way you can sit the bar. But for generally, as a general rule, we only need to do that. Yes, we have wolf spiders. As a general rule, though, you have to do your legal degree, then your practical learning training. Oh, you just asked me. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, they had a stat there. Let's have a look. 30%. This is just my state. I don't know what it is Australia-wide. That the state that I'm in. Let me pull this back up. And this is from 2019, so they haven't updated their data, obviously. So almost 30% are female. So there's 2,100 barristers in Victoria. 30% are female. 15% born overseas. 10% speak a language other than English. And 1.2% are of Australian, Aboriginal, Torres Strait Islander heritage. So there you go. But yeah, there's it's called Vic Bar, is where you get all the information. So what would happen is that you go and see a lawyer, and generally anything in the magistrate's court, they don't usually need a barrister for, but from the county court above, and the Supreme Court, Federal Court, they wear their robes. High Court, I think they wear the wigs. Okay, so wigs were abandoned by the High Court in 1988, although barristers appearing in that family jurisdiction wear robes but no wigs. So yeah, they don't wear wigs as much these days. Apparently they only wear the wigs when they're doing appeals. So I've not seen many. I don't see many wigs around the place. I reckon they would be itchy. I reckon the robes would be hot too. Ooh. Where are we? Courtrooms. Court etiquette. Where was it? Disciplines in the court. So, yeah, very interesting. So we have the Magistrates Court, the County Court, the Supreme Court, the Federal Court, and the High Court. We don't do we don't go to the Privy Council anymore, which was in England. So that's all. So wigs are not worn in the Federal Court for any occasion. Robes are worn for trials, appeals, final hearings, and delivery of judgments. Robes are not worn for any other hearing, including hearing of interlocutory issue and matters before the registrar. So they only really have to wear their robes when they're in the formal trial, and the judge will wear a robe as well. And I'm going to leave it there. Thank you all for joining me. I hope I've answered some questions about civil procedure, particularly in Kansas. As I said, just a law student. Please seek out your own legal advice. I'll give you, and I don't know why this isn't loading. I'll have to do it as a short, I think, or something. But yeah, thank you for watching. I'm going to go get something to eat, and then I'm going to get ready for work tomorrow. Wearing a silk robe, I'd worry I'd spill on it. Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? I have to look at what they wear in Darwin. That would be interesting. I think they do federal court stuff via video in Darwin. But anyway, all right. Thank you. I'll catch you all later. If you would do me a favor, hit like and subscribe.